20 years ago, everything. A growing ministry, speaking to thousands each week, a national speaking platform as well. I had influence and I had opportunity. I actually had everything that I thought that I wanted. And I can also remember the day that it was all gone. And it didn't disappear slowly like a drip. It disappeared quickly like a tsunami. I can remember thinking, how can you have all that you want in a life that you've built and then have to start over again? The feeling of it's all gone and I'm starting over was absolutely devastating. Let me paint the picture. It was the ministry I wanted, a church that I loved, a family that I adored. I can remember thinking the influence was a responsibility to carry, but I was so thankful that I was the one chosen to carry it. I can remember the income was more than I ever thought I would be making for my family and to do good in the world and give opportunity to my kids. And then I remembered what was happening in my mind, and I can remember the sadness and the internal feeling of being alone. And I can remember the joy that used to come from the things I did no longer came. And I made a series of decisions that actually wrecked my life and wrecked the lives of those that were around me. And it's every bad story that you've ever heard. It was moral failure. It was devastating to my family and to my church. It was all the things I had lost. It was the shame of that period of time. I didn't just lose my career. I lost that version of myself that had been me for decades. And I can remember thinking, I don't believe I can live through this. I was canceled before the word cancel even existed. And then I remember that in-between part where I was between where I had been and wherever I was going to go at the time. Early on, didn't know. You know, nobody tells you about that in-between part, between where you were, where you're going. Nobody tells you about the middle. Nobody tells you about the messiness of that, the uncertainty of that. Nobody tells you about the fear of that. Nobody tells you about that sense of disorientation. It's like your balance is gone. There's no equilibrium in that. When everything that once told you who you were is gone, you actually don't know who you are any longer. It's like the bottom fell out. And I realized that was a crossroads moment for me, not the fall, but what I fell into. That season of, oh my, what do I do now? 3 suicide attempts followed. A lot of uncertainty and shame and a lot of internal rebuilding had to happen. But when I came to understand that God wanted me to live, and that's a beautiful part of my story I'm sure I'll be sharing over the course of these YouTube videos, I knew that I had to start again. I just didn't know how. I think some of you might know this feeling now, certainly, and I hope you didn't have a season of devastation that preceded some of these feelings, but I know many have had feelings. You're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s. The seasons in your family's life are changing, career seasons are changing. Things that used to bring you joy don't bring you as much joy anymore, and you're wondering, is this what it's all about, or is that all there is, or what would I even do if I, pivoted right now in my career or in the things that I want to pursue with my life? It's that messy middle ground. It's that sense of, well, if I leave that, that's who I was, and then who would I be if I step into? And some of you know a role is changing, a chapter is ending. You're just not sure how to pick up the pen and write the next chapter. I was 50 years old and starting over, not metaphorically, literally half a century old and beginning again. And there was a group of people who believed in me and walked with me and helped me. And I am forever grateful for those men and women who were in that piece of the journey with me and what they brought to my life. But I didn't have a framework, and neither did they. We didn't have a roadmap. We didn't have the experience of somebody else to lead us forward. And so we had to find our way, and we had to figure out, what does it look like to rebuild or to reinvent or to just pivot? You may be coming off a very successful season and a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment, but you now have those feelings. They come at midlife. Who am I now? Who do I want to be? What will my legacy be? What brings me fulfillment and meaning in my life now? And the things that used to might not as much. And it leaves you a bit confused, and you're wondering, do I even make a change, or do I just kind of wake up and do the same day on repeat? My rebuilding taught me what no seminary classroom could. I learned that identity is not found in what you do. It's found in who you are, who you know you are, your worth and your value, your identity in Christ. I learned that identity is deeper. It's found in a part of your dreams and aspirations. It's found in your resilience and the things that you live through. It's found from the experiences you've had over the decades of your life, and it's found in the abilities that you've always had and people have commended you for, and you never really thought there was anything special about them because they came so naturally to you. And it came in the things that brought me meaning. The things that had once been valuable were not as much, and things that I had not honored or held as meaningful suddenly became full-on, full-blown meaningful in my life. So I had my dreams and desires. I had my resilience. I had my experiences. I had my abilities. I had my values, the things that brought meaning. And what I realized is D for desire, and R for resilience, and E for experience, and A for ability, and M for meaning. And I found that there were actually pieces to this puzzle that were falling in place, and they were helping me find my dream design, like what I was actually meant to do and built to do for the next chapter, the next season of my life. And from those 5 elements, a path forward emerged. Not one that I had envisioned, but actually the perfect fit for my life. You may not have lost what I've lost, but you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, you're in your 60s. You might be, into your 70s or beyond, and that's great too. And maybe a meaningful section of your life is drawing to a close, or you feel it winding down, or there's just this internal sense of, I'm not sure why I'm feeling this, but I think there's something else. I think there's more. I've had a good run here, but what's next? Well, I built this YouTube channel just for you. And I hope you find it a meaningful space to come and to reflect. I hope that you connect to it, and I hope that you find yourself in it. And I hope that I bless you by some of the experiences that I've had that might assist you on your journey forward. If you're feeling like you had a good run, but you know you're not done, then you've landed at the right place, and I'm really glad that you're here. See, I believe you have a next chapter, and it's one that you design. So every week, I'm going to bring 3 videos forward, different aspects of the dream framework, some of my experiences, things that I've learned along the way, things that might help you as a guide as you're navigating this messy midlife, middle ground, the feelings or the true experiences that are happening in your life. I hope it helps you draft who you are now and what you really want next, and then design a path forward of how to go after it. I bring a unique combination of neuroscience and faith. 45 years as a pastor and many years diving into the intricacies of how God made our mind and how both of those powerful influences are designed to work together, and how you can find great fulfillment and meaning and direction by that perfect combination. See, I've spent 40 years, 4 decades, helping people navigate the messy middle, and then I had to do it, but I'd never actually brought structure or framework to it like I have now. And I'm going to be bringing that to you 3 times every week for free. If any part of my story resonated, or you found yourself in any aspect of it over the last 10 minutes, and it described where you are or some of the feelings that you're having, I want you to subscribe. Not because the numbers matter, but because next week there's more. Then you'll be notified that a new video is up, and I'd love you to be a part of that. If this is a conversation worth joining, then go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See, wherever you might find yourself, you're not lost, you're just at a crossroads. And crossroads always have a next step. I'll see you in the next video.